I want to show something here on these Grizzly Yamaha. Probably a lot of Yamaha, not just Grizzly, but this is a 2020. This is the throttle linkage. It goes to the cable, and I had a 02 or 03. I had a 03 Grizzly before this one, and the throttle cable broke on me after a lot of years. And I found out that it broke because the edges on this piece of metal were too sharp, and you can see the edge on it's just a stamped piece of sheet metal, and they don't do any edge finishing work after they do the deal, so it's got sharp edges, which is not a problem, except for right here where the cable tends to lay. And how the factory addresses it is with grease. They'll put a little grease in there to keep that cable floating around, which works for a while, but eventually your cable breaks, and it usually breaks right there near there. This throttle had a little bit of a catchy catch to it. When you'd press it, you could kind of feel a little catch in it, and what it turned out being was, you see that little groove right there? Right there. That groove, there was another one right there, but I sanded it out. And I took a small chainsaw file and I put a little chamfer on that on the edges, and then I took a piece of fine grit sandpaper and sanded it some more so that it would have a smooth edge for that grease and that cable to lay against. Hopefully that'll make it where it smooths it out and doesn't have that catch in it no more, and then it saves the life of the cable too. But this is something that I've had to fix before, and this one the cable wasn't broke yet, but I decided while it was still fairly fresh I would go ahead and make this little small modification instead of waiting for it to just cut the cable in two from rubbing a sharp edge. So that's a small tip. I don't know if a lot of y'all know about that or not, but I figured I'd share. Y'all have a good one.